Hey guys, for positive and refreshing content, do subscribe to my channel Divyanshu Damani and click on the bell icon to never miss any updates.
Like nothing happens to plan. You replied. I didn't realize you would reply. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. So people started calling me an auto-tune singer, and like people started saying, "Tum kaun sa software use karte ho?" I have massive dreams. Like I want to do big things in life.
What is up, dreamers who do? Welcome to this episode of the DD Show or the Divyanshu Damani Show. For today's show, we have someone who does not need an introduction if you're on social media. She's a YouTube sensation, a Bollywood playback singer, an entrepreneur in her own right, and Forbes has mentioned her to be probably the next biggest singing sensation in India. Let's welcome Shirley Setia. Thank you, Shirley, for joining me here today. Let's start. Firstly, congratulations on the success of Jab Koi Baat and the massive success that it's been. It's already clocked, what, 13 million views?
I think so, yeah. Thank you.
That's massive. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So, firstly, with relation to Jab Koi Baat, how was the entire experience like working with Atif, with DJ Chetas?
I think it was like a dream come true project, to be very honest. When I was still in Auckland, and like I've grown up listening to Atif's songs. I've, grown up listening to so many of Chetas's remixes. Then I found out that the song has Atif in it as well. It was like literally like a dream.
So let's take it from the beginning. How did it all start? You were born in India, shifted to New Zealand at the age of 7, and then shifted back to Mumbai at the age of 21.
I moved last year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how was that entire experience like?
I mean, okay, when you're a kid, you don't really know what to expect when you're moving, because I moved with my family, so it was like a new place, new people. You have to make new friends all over again, and my family's still in Auckland. They're not in Mumbai. They didn't shift with me. I basically made the shift because I knew I wanted to give my dreams a go, and I wanted to see what I could do with them while being in this place, because since I sing Bollywood songs or Hindi songs, there's not that much of a scope for it to be a profession in New Zealand. So I had to make the move at some stage, and I finished uni, and then that's when I decided I wanted to come.
So you shifted at the age of 21. So I mean, at that particular age, I think you would be the best example for something called getting out of your comfort zone. Being a 21-year-old.
I think it doesn't see. So I usually don't like to boast about or like
the age. Yeah, that's fine.
So I've spoken about this in quite a few of my interviews as well. I feel like no matter where you are at, like in your life, if you're doing something that's out, like that's, that requires you to kind of step out and start new, that's starting fresh, and that's stepping out of your comfort zone. And it's as difficult for a 15-year-old as difficult it is for, I don't know, a 26-year-old or 28-year-old or 30-year-old, or even for our parents. Right? Like if your parents decided to move now to a different country where your dad had to start a new job, leave this, leave this place, everything. You're basically starting from scratch. So I feel like that should not stop, like the number should not stop you from following your dreams.
I totally completely agree with you.
So many of my followers sometimes used to comment and tell me that, oh, you're so young, you have the chance to follow your dreams now. If you don't do it now, you won't get a chance to do it later again.
That's crap.
हमने वो चांस गवा दिया, अब
तुम कर
तुम्हारे
सकते हो।
ऊपर है. हाँ, ऐसा नहीं है.
It's not true.
No, it's
whatever,
not.
Whatever age you're at.
My mom, in fact, she
Huh.
couldn't finish her studies when she had us, but just like a couple of years back, she graduated and she studied interior designing, and that was 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
And that's after both her kids have grown up. My
Right.
brother's in uni now.
Right.
So I feel like, I've like there's a lot to learn from like just the people around us, and
Of course.
the
You be like a blotting paper.
yeah,
You learn from everyone.
from everything, yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, from everyone. In fact, even from rickshaw drivers.
I saw that
out.
interview of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Totally agree with you.
like when you speak to like people who are literally working day in and day
Day
out
out.
just to support their families, there's so much to learn from them.
There's so much to learn from them, from
Yeah.
every single person. So I, as an individual, also focus on so the content I create. One of the content that I created was on being a blotting paper. How you need to learn from every single person that you meet,
Yeah.
and that comes from a great amount of observational power.
Yeah.
And then
I
adaptive
observe a
power.
lot. Yeah.
Any creative person
Yeah.
has to, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you must be observing a lot.
Yeah, I observe quite a bit.
Do you also observe and analyze? Keep analyzing.
Yeah, I think a lot, so I guess that's
Ah.
analyzing in a way.
But thinking is the first element to. I mean, this is not my words. This is Plato's words actually. That thinking is the first element for you to actually reach a state of fulfillment, for any human being to reach a state of fulfillment. But most people, they don't think. Most people just they go with the flow,
Right.
more like without thinking of the kind of actions that they make. So,
I
but
feel like that's true in a way, but that's also not true in a way.
Okay.
Because if I hadn't been spontaneous and if I hadn't gone with the flow, I wouldn't be here today.
I agree.
Yeah. So I am like, I do think a lot, but I turned off my
The overthinking.
Yeah. I just uploaded the video, and if I hadn't done that in that moment of time, all of this would have not existed.
Yeah, I can totally
Yeah.
relate
So
with
I
you.
mean, it varies.
It's a debatable.
It varies.
Okay.
It varies. So sometimes you need to be spontaneous. You can't always
Of course.
think about everything, because not everything always happens to plan.
Right. Of course.
Like nothing happens to plan.
Nothing happens to plan.
No. Even if you plan to do something, something will happen. Achanak se kuch hoga, and then you'll be like, damn.
So-
then once that happens,
Yeah.
so like for me, when I did that video, उस video video करने के बाद फिर मैंने सोचा कि okay, people are really liking what I do. People love
Right.
like they seem to really like my voice and my content. So
Right.
maybe I should do more of it. That's when I
Absolutely.
thought.
I have-
Before that, I didn't.
I have a very similar story to what you have. Like, even I did not think before releasing my first vlog.
Yeah.
And I just uploaded it, and
Yeah.
even the quality wasn't very
Great, yeah.
great. Editing bhi koi acha nahi tha mera.
Yeah.
I could have done much better.
Yeah.
I knew, but the interesting thing is the topic on what I was speaking on was when should you start? And I was talking about the importance of starting today itself.
Yeah.
And that led to this.
Yeah.
Is again, sometimes you have to take those spontaneous decisions, and life will take its course.
Yeah.
And you can only connect the dots when you look backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot
You can never
connect
connect
the
them
dots
like
looking
when,
forward.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. You simply can't.
Yeah.
So moving on, in one of your Shirley Speaks, you said something which resonated a lot with me. You said that when you draw a dot
Yeah.
with a pen on a piece of paper,
Yeah.
people see the dot.
And not the white piece of paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you said it in context to hate
Negative
comments
and
on
hate-
social media.
Haters, yeah.
Or to haters on social media. Right?
Yeah.
Like I
Or
even
anything negative in life.
anything negative in life. So again, being on social media, one of the risks is of getting those hate comments, not because of your content,
Yeah.
but because you're on social media.
Yeah.
And you being such a youth star, how do you actually, what do you say to yourself to deal with all of that?
So I remember when it had started off, I used to really think and wonder, why are people hating me so much when
Right.
I've not really done anything
I agree.
to them. So New Zealand में बैठी हुई हूँ and I'm like, doing something that I love.
Right.
If you don't like it, why are you even watching it? Just don't watch
Exactly.
it. Stop wasting your
I
time.
agree.
मेरा time waste नहीं हो रहा, तुम लोगों का हो रहा है.
Oh.
So like, but even then they would watch it. And they
And
would
then
watch
the-
the full video, and then they would pick out points that
Right.
they don't like, and then they would, like, just talk about that stuff, or
Yeah.
even not about, like, anything in context.
Right.
They'd just hate you for
Pure
whatever.
hate. I mean,
Yeah.
for no reason at all.
For no reason at all. So I used to really feel upset. I still do sometimes when I see these comments. But then I feel like over time I've kind of taught myself to realize that I never really started this because of them
Right.
or because of the positive comments.
Right.
I started because I wanted to start, and I love, I really love what I really believed in what I was
Right.
doing,
Right.
not for other people, but for myself. So I did it for myself, not for others. So why should I stop because of them?
And you can also look at it in a perspective that you'd only said,
Yeah,
that you don't see the black dot, right?
Yeah.
You see all the
white,
love, the
yeah.
support.
yeah, exactly.
And you-
So that's what I try and look at.
Because I totally relate with you.
Mm.
So I've got a lot of slack, a lot of hate
Yeah,
from a lot of people. When I started and I had like 2,000 likes or something, I just changed my DP and some random guy is abusing me in the comment section
Yeah.
without any reason.
sometimes actually what happens is these guys just do it to get attention.
Yeah.
Then if you happen to reply to one of them, they'll be like, "Oh, you replied? I didn't realize you would reply. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that." So, yeah.
I mean, some psychological thing going on in the head.
It's a little insane.
It's a little insane. We'll move to a more interesting conversation. You've had a very successful journey all this while. A successful journey, I mean, whatever, it's subjective. What's been your biggest failure during this journey, or probably in life, where you felt so low, where you said, "Oh man, Shirley," and how do you
there
cope
are
with
so
it?
many moments. There's not just one.
Right.
So last year when I had done FanFest,
Mm-hmm.
that was when I just moved permanently to
Right.
India, and I was doing a lot of shows. I was traveling all around India, and I basically had to start from scratch at that time. So I was doing really unwell, and the performance had a few glitches. There were a lot of technical issues during the performance. In the sound that we were hearing in our
Right.
ears, and like there was slapback and a lot of other things that happened. And it's like a 6-minute performance, so you can't even like adjust things. You can't even tell people, okay, this is what's happening.
Right.
Just wait, let us fix things, and then we'll perform.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
do that.
You basically go on, you're figuring things out in the first song and the second song, and bam, you're done. And by
Yeah.
the time it's over, you're like, what just happened? So that didn't really go as planned, obviously, and I received a lot of hate after that.
For that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
People started calling me an auto-tune singer, and they kept I don't even know how to mix. Firstly, I don't mix my own vocals ever. Like मुझे आता ही नहीं है वो software कैसे use करते हैं. तो मुझे पता नहीं है कि मैं खुद auto-tune कैसे use करती हूँ, because मुझे वो use ही नहीं करना आता. Firstly, तो people started saying तुम कौन सा software use करते हो, तुम हमें भी बताओ, तुम्हें तो तुम्हारी face की वजह से और auto-tune की वजह से सारे subscribers मिले हैं, अब finally हमें पता लग गया, etc etc. And I had shows again. I had 3 shows after FanFest as well. and think I had like a week full of shows before FanFest as well. So it was like a really crazy like back-to-back.
Yes.
And
yes.
I had a throat infection at that time. I remember I was so low, I was crying right after FanFest because I didn't know why people started reacting like that. I couldn't go and tell them, look, I was unwell, first of all. Like, मैं human हूँ, तुम लोगों की तरह, क्या आप लोग कभी बीमार नहीं होते? और अगर होते हो तो क्या आप लोग कभी sick leave नहीं लेते? मैं ले नहीं सकती, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I am not well today, but I have a show to go to, and I have to go perform. I have no other option. I can't be like, sorry guys, I am not doing well. I can't step on stage. मैं नहीं कर सकती. So, you know, there are some responsibilities that you do have to fulfill. And I can't go on and I can't go explaining this to everybody. Like,
of course,
yeah.
you don't have to.
Yeah,
you don't
I don't
have
need
to.
Exactly.
You don't have to justify it to anyone. People
So-
never seen the kind of work.
No.
Never.
No.
I mean, this thing that
They
video
think,
है बनाना
हाँ,
तो
बहुत
simple
easy
है,
है,
गाना ही तो बनाना है. रात को बैठ के गा लेंगे, record कर लेंगे. People think it's that way.
Yeah.
I was.
And they're like, overnight success.
Overnight success. It's so easy for people to say
Yeah.
it, but there is nothing called an overnight success. Even Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
I was reading up on him. Justin Bieber, after getting that one viral video, he had so many interviews to go to in so many radio stations, and he performed the song Baby in each of these like 6, 7 interviews in a day.
Yeah.
And he was whatever the age be.
Yeah.
Let the age not be a bar.
Yeah.
And people call him an overnight sensation.
Exactly.
The amount of work
Yeah,
Justin
exactly.
Bieber might have put in,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah, it is.
And like for your latest single as well, Jab Koi Baat,
Yeah.
you guys
we're doing non-stop promotions.
Absolutely.
I also have shows going on at the same time. I have a new video that I'm shooting for as well. So a lot of stuff's going
so
on.
you're a pure hustler.
Yeah.
And
You have to be.
You have to be.
Yeah. Like, I never post about this kind of stuff on social media. That,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing this today. Or I'm like,
Yeah.
so whenever it comes out, that's
Right.
that's when I talk about it.
But and you sleep quite less.
Yeah. Not by choice.
Not by choice, of course.
I love sleeping.
Yeah. A couple of lighter questions. One, what's your idea for a perfect Saturday night?
What is today? Saturday night. Let's go perform. I actually really like performing, yeah. So I don't mind that.
So that's your perfect.
There's no perfect, there's nothing is perfect in this world. I enjoy a lot of different things. I like being on stage. I like being in front of the camera.
Right.
I love shooting for different things. I'd also love just being at home, sitting, watching a movie or whatever.
So do you read?
I used to, not anymore.
Why
I
is
watch more movies and stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get back into reading. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you should.
Yeah.
I have a couple of books as well that because I am a huge promoter of reading through my content, where I read at least a couple of books a week. So because that really lets the imagination and the creativity flow.
Yeah.
If you're watching something, you get stuck to what's been shown, to some extent.
To some extent, but not really.
For example,
for me, I feel like I'm very open-minded.
Okay.
Like, I am actually extremely open-minded. I
Right.
love traveling, so for me that really expands my
Right.
horizons and lets me, you know, sort of again get out of my space to think about things in different perspectives.
Right.
And me as a personality, I instantly connect with people, and I can instantly put myself in their shoes and think of things from their perspective.
Empathy.
I don't know if that's
that's
like
the word.
I don't know if that's exactly the right thing, but
Okay.
I have that where I can speak to anybody.
Yeah.
And I can put myself in their shoes and
Yeah.
think like them. I can emote. Like, I'll start crying if if they're telling me a sad story and if I'm in there.
Before we move to the next segment, I have one last question.
Yeah.
What do you think is Shirley's purpose in life?
to make people smile. My name means Bright Meadows.
Bright Meadows.
Yeah, I think.
Which you do?
Hopefully.
No, I'm pretty sure you do. I mean, I've got a lot of people around me as well. I'm from St. Xavier's, where you performed some time back.
So crazy. I love the crowd there.
Yeah, so I can understand the kind of fan following you have.
I loved it. It was one of the best performances I have had. Like from like the response from the crowd
Right.
and everything. It was really fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So I understand the kind of fan following, and you do make people smile.
Thank you.
We'll move to the next segment. It's called the Big Talk segment, where we have thought-provoking questions in a rapid-fire mode. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. The first question, one value that you would like to inculcate in yourself.
Patience.
Patience.
Yeah. I feel like I have it, but I need some more of it.
Can relate. If you were a musical instrument, what would you be and why?
A ukulele.
Why?
Because it's fun, it's tiny, and the sound of it just makes you happy. Yeah. Has a very nice, vibrant, happy sound.
It does.
Yeah.
The third question, apart from singing and traveling, what is that one thing that gives you the kick?
Driving.
Driving? Yeah.
Yeah, I love driving.
Not in India, of course.
I haven't driven here actually, but I don't know if I'd want to get a car and drive someday. Maybe, why not? Like if I have to live here for like for a long time, I should probably do that, because then I feel like I'm missing driving, and then I
Right.
get even more homesick, and then I want to go back home. So let's see. Yeah.
Right. Fourth one, what do you say to yourself right before you go up on stage?
Nothing. I just
Nothing?
I zone out.
You zone out?
I zone out. Like I switch everything else off, and I'm only focusing on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
In one of your videos, you talk about your hashtag one day aspiration of doing bungee jumping.
I've already bungee jumped.
Yeah, and then you go on to do it.
Yeah.
Now, what's your one day aspiration now? Don't say skydiving because that's too cliche.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know if I could name anything. I'd have to think about it.
That's where it's a thought-provoking question.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things I want to do, not just one.
Okay.
And I feel like slowly, bit by bit, I am doing them. So, yeah.
So probably the idea for a perfect day.
I don't think you can have a perfect day.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm being so realistic right now.
That's the challenge I had.
Yeah. But I think just recently, I met 4 of my childhood friends, one of whom's like with me outside right now. She and 2 other people. So we went to
Goa.
yeah, and we spent some time there. So I think that was quite perfect. So just things, I guess stuff like that, because I feel like I am working. There are so many things I want to do in terms of work and my work aspirations, and I have massive dreams. Like I want to do big things in life that I know. I don't know if I'll be able to do them or not, but I know I'm working towards them.
Of course.
But like I want to also take out some time and spend that time with people who matter in my life, like my parents, my brother, my friends. So yeah, just little things here and there. I guess those will make that day the perfect day, maybe.
I get it.
Yeah.
Next one, where do you see Shirley Setia 3 years, 3 months, 3 days, 3 hours down the lane?
No idea.
No idea?
No idea.
Just exploring?
Just exploring, going with
the flow.
Yeah.
The last
Cliche.
one. Cliche. Cliches are cliches because they work.
Yeah.
The next one, what would you choose? A, hard work or luck?
Hard work. Because
You don't have to justify it.
I guess hard work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
YouTube or playback singing?
Pata nahi.
पता नहीं.
Can't choose.
अच्छा, next वाला में भी आप पता नहीं बोलोगे. India or New Zealand in a cricket match?
Both.
Both. Acha,
Yeah,
both.
actually, so even YouTube and playback, both. But and even more. But India and New Zealand only both.
Right. That was the end of the big talk segment. A couple of last questions. What would be your message to the youth? Another cliche question, but
Follow your heart, because if you aren't doing what you like, you're not gonna want to do better.
right.
No matter what you're doing.
No matter
like
what
for
you're
me, I like to make people smile, and that can be in any form.
In any
it
form.
can be through my videos. It can be through my vlogs. It can be through me engaging with people. It can be through my music, whatever.
Whatever.
Or many other future things which I don't even know about. For you, maybe this is what makes you happy, and which is why you're, putting your all into this. And so I feel
Right.
like just shut everything else out, follow your
Right.
heart. It's very cliche,
But
just do
it's
it.
again, cliches are cliches
Just do it, yeah.
because they work. And I mean, in a lot of your interviews, one last question before we close. In a lot of your interviews, you've said that you're a boring person, and like after having this conversation, I can
Yeah, see, for you,
for sure tell you're not a boring person.
for you probably no, because you like the thought-provoking, personality. So, I'm very different in the sense I'm not like a crazy energetic
But you don't have to be. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a template that you've downloaded from society, that or from wherever. It's a-
I don't really mean it when I say I'm a boring person.
Yeah.
It's very subjective again.
It is.
For you, I might not be boring. For other people, I might be.
Yeah.
So
As long as
for
you're
myself,
interesting. Yes.
I'm not boring. But
That's what matters.
But then again,
Yes.
as I have mentioned in so many different things, I don't really think about things from other people's perspectives anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am not myself. I don't sculpt myself
According,
deciding.
of course. Yeah.
हाँ, तो
हाँ.
मैं जैसी हूँ मैं खुश हूँ वैसे, और मुझे चेंज नहीं होना है. मैं बोरिंग हूँ तो मैं बोरिंग
नहीं
हूँ.
हूँ.
मैं अगर नहीं हूँ तो नहीं हूँ. मैं जैसी हूँ मैं वैसी हैप्पी हूँ.
That's the best. And we have another gift from our end. This is,
I love gifts.
I mean,
ये पहले देना चाहिए था.
इसमें there are a couple of books,
Oh,
which this is my all-time favorite book,
What's it
How
called?
to Win Friends and Influence People. It's by Dale Carnegie. The best book you'll ever find. It's a promise or a guarantee. And this is my current favorite, Tuesdays with Maury. It's about a conversation between a teacher and his ex-student, and the teacher is on his deathbed, and every
Oh.
Tuesday they have a conversation. So these are two gifts, and this is a notepad for you where you can allow your creativity to flow.
Thank you.
Go where your dreams take you.
That's awesome. I like that. Yeah, and I like how it has the
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower as well.
So thank you so much, Shirley.
Thank
it was a
you.
pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Take
yeah.
care. Bye-bye. Shirley Setia is a dreamer who totally believes in what she does. Her story inspires us to come out of our comfort zones and seize the everlasting opportunity to try new things, whatever our age, whatever the circumstances. As Shirley says, focus on the white around and not on the black dot, because a lot of people will try to pull you down, hate you, and be jealous of you if you're aspiring to be the best version of yourself. Make others smile, follow your heart, and just do. Simple.